By talking about the housing sector in Nigeria, which is undergoing turbulent time following the current economic challenges, which has caused a hike in the cost of cement. This development has triggered a hike in the prices of other building materials, prompting the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, to urge cement manufacturers to bring down the prices in the interest of the masses. He said they have no reason not to cut cement prices. That's in this journalist hangout weekend special, TVC News Abiola Sholanke and Helena Samede Akins went round markets in Lagos and Abuja to ascertain the cost. Here is the story.
Housing is fundamental to human existence and comfort. Hence, building materials play important roles in the construction industry as they are required for erecting houses and structures for people to use. Over the past 10 years, there has been a dramatic increase in the cost of building materials in Nigeria, and this development threatens performance of the construction industry. This rising cost of building materials poses a significant threat to both construction industry and people aspiring to own houses. The construction industry uses a variety of building materials such as cement, sand, granite, iron rods, wooden planks, glass, concrete block, plumbing materials, tiles, paints, among others. Cement, which is one of the major components in the construction of houses, has witnessed astronomical rise in price. A cement seller, Raliat Bakari, takes us through the prices of cement in the last 3 months.
Like 3 months back, we have the prices around 3.5, 3.7, and now we have it like 4.2, 4.3. Just know is that they will inform you there's change in price, and that's it. You have no choice, you have to buy it like that. My turnover has really gone down. You just try to manage and survive with the little ones you can get. There's no way you can imagine your cost of production and the output. You see it will go down. Especially we producers, we are having a huge loss. And there's nothing we can do about it because we keep complaining and the government is not doing anything.
The price of sand is not an exception, as it has gone up like cement.
The lowest tipper of sand, now that's the 5 tons of it, at least to our, let's say within Bagada axis here, as at now is 25,000 for a tipper. Before, let's say like 3 months ago, it's within 20 and 22. Granite is 45,000 now, but in the last 3 months back, I think it's around 40,000.
This hike is set to put the average Nigerian in a difficult spot when it comes to getting a decent and affordable accommodation.
Regulate the prices, everybody will do whatever they like, and it will affect the poor masses. It won't affect the rich. It will be affecting the poor masses. For example, now if you want to rent a house, a room self-contained, as at now, in some area you will be spending 1 million, whereby in some years back, if you have 300, you can rent a room self-contained. What do you want to talk of somebody that just leave school that want to get accommodation?
Before the sudden hike in cement price in November 2020, a 50-kilogram bag of cement in Abuja was sold for 3,600 naira, but it is now selling for 4,200 naira. The hike also affected major products produced with cement. A 9-inch block was sold between 230 and 240 naira, now sells for 260 naira, while the 6-inch block now sells for 220 naira as against 180 naira. A garden curb which was sold for 200 naira is now sold for 350 naira.
Before the scarcity started last year, we are selling it at 3,600, 3,500.
So now?
Now it's 4,200, 4,001, 4,000. It doesn't stable now. It depends how you get your goods. And they say now the production is low, according to them. They say the production is low for factory. And what they are producing is smaller than what people are consuming.
Before, if you come, we no go see dry broth for ground, but now, we get broth for ground back in the day because of the customer. The thing don't affect them to buy the blood they had for them. And we might, if we not increase the money, nothing will come outside. So the thing don't affect us well now.
We not say what I said before because I got shortage. You understand me? So now some of my clients are currently the thing is high, but many of them understand that things are costing the market. You understand me? Which you can see, we have material on the ground, we have workers working with us. You understand? Paying them every day. It's not an easy thing.
The hike did not only affect products made with cement, it also affected other products for construction. Sharp sand, stone dust and gravel have also witnessed price increase. Sharp sand, which was sold for 25,000 naira per 25 tons, now goes for 35,000 naira. A ton of stone dust now sells for 4,500 naira, as against 2,700 naira, which it previously sold for. Grace Odegbile deals in all kinds of sands used for construction. She says those in the value chain have decided to increase their prices even when they do not need cement for its production.
Can't use ordinary sand. You must add cement, and even sand. The place that they are carry the sand, the people that are gather the sand inside the water there, they are using energy too. So that's why they increase their own price. These transporter too, they add into their own money. So because they are using gas. The tipper people, the tipper is using gas, so they have to add to their own money. So that is why everything is high.
Meanwhile, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Emefiele, has urged manufacturers in the construction industry to bring down prices of building materials in the interest of the Nigerian masses. Mr. Emefiele urged cement manufacturers to pay more attention to satisfying domestic demand. The continuous increase in the price of these products could result to reduction in the volume of construction and increase the risk of abandoned projects. It is expected that the government should create a regulatory body to control and oversee prices of building materials in the country. Abiola Sholanke, TVC News, Lagos.
Well, there you have it. This is, you're still watching Journalist Hangout, and then looking at this particular issue, I still have Paul and Adewale in the studio with me. Adewale, I'll bring this to you first. Limestone is deposited in Nigeria, in large deposit in Nigeria.
Yes, yes.
Go to Cross River, Ebonyi, and then we still have it in Anambra, Bauchi, Bayelsa. So in a nutshell, it's a case of having, there is water everywhere, but there is not enough, to drink. So much so that you have to pay high for you to get water to drink.
I think limestone is arguably the most common resources in Nigeria. Almost every state you can, which is what you need to produce cement. In I think 2000, some years back, the federal government placed some 43 items, that you will not get you will not get dollars if you want to import them, and cement was one of them. The idea was to boost local production. And it worked, because now from 30,000 metric tons, we're now talking about 60 million, from 30 million metric tons to 60 million metric tons. So that was a very good policy. But I think the idea was that how, affordable houses for Nigerians. But when you look at the other complications, whatever happens in the cement industry cannot be isolated. It's like a cobweb. When you pull one thread to affect the whole network. So there is nothing that is happening in the cement world that will not affect the whole gamut of the Nigerian political economy. Now, there are major challenges. Number one, we have just about 12 cement companies all over the country, which I think they are talking about 2 more now. We should make it about 14. And I think that is not enough for us. So there is a kind of monopoly, even though we run the capitalist economy. And I think what the CBN has said is a moral statement, because there is no way you can decree the price of cement when the variables, there are no changes in the variables that led to that increase. We are talking about 4,000 plus now. And if cement goes up, if you want, it's going to affect the cost of buying blocks. Blocks, I think 9 inches now is almost about 300 naira. Then 6 inches is about 260, 280. you know. So it means that those blocks will not be as strong as they are supposed to be. You know, people are going to produce substandard blocks because they cannot afford to invest so much cement in producing those. So you are going to have more houses collapsing. And then at the same time, you find a situation where more people will not be able to have access to build their own homes. You know, so I think it's a very big problem, because when the price continue to go up, it means that Nigerians will not have access to affordable housing, and housing is one of the essentials of life. You know, so what the CBN said is very good, but in terms of practicability, there's no way you can impose. Look at how much they are going to pay for electricity, for instance. You know, so when you are talking about reducing the price, do you going to tell them to reduce the cost of diesel and all that? So unless we have a kind of a coordinated solution, mere telling them to reduce the price of cement may not actually work.
Do it. Well, I can recall while he was making, talking about the price of 9 inches and 6 inches. I can recall when my dad, with blessed memory, said, this house we're living in, very beautiful house, big one, said, I bought each bag of cement for 5 naira. Now look at the price we are talking about now, 4,200 naira to 4,300 naira. Where are we?
Many factors are responsible for this. One of them is the cost of production. We just talk about the power sector. What does it cost to produce cement? We talk about cost, even high cost of transportation, transporting the products, bad roads. Those things are there. But the one that really gets to me is the monopoly. Now, if there are 12 cement companies, I can tell you that 9 of them are not viable. 3 cement companies control the market. 3 cement companies control the market. And we know them. Okay? And they will continue to dictate the prices.
Because of the monopoly.
Because of the monopolies. Now, what is making the other 12, other 9 not viable? The factors we're talking about. These 3 companies that are dominating the markets, they are the top, they are owned by the top shots. You understand? Now, the other ones are not viable because they are affected by the things happening in the economy. So, moral suasion that the governor of central bank, CBN, tried to use or has used will not work. What government needs to do is provide an enabling environment for this industry to thrive, for other persons to thrive in the industry. You cannot isolate what is happening. Like when I said in the building industry, you can't isolate it from so many other factors. Even security, you can't isolate from security issues. Because if you want to, for example, you want to attract, let's say, foreign investment into that sector. People want to invest. We also look at it that, okay, how safe are we? How secure are we? You understand what I'm trying to say? But the truth of the matter is, if government has a dream of housing for all, or housing for majority of Nigerians, that dream is being strong by the situation. There are buildings.
Hold your thoughts. Sorry about that. We've got Chigozie joining us from Ikeja. Chigozie, make your point.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. I just wanted to contribute about this cement issue. Then, number one is I was expecting the CBN governor to have invited all the stakeholders in the industry. Then have a meeting with them. Then find out what the problem is. Find out where they can intervene, and then it's not just sitting down and command them to reduce price. Because in Nigeria, things are not working. The system are not working. That's number one. Then number two, I want to comment about Hush Puppy and Abakere. The problem we're having in Nigeria is we always invest in making one person powerful than making the institution powerful. Look at it. I don't know if we are seeing what is happening. My Yahoo boys now is consuming us. And because nobody is saying anything, the leaders are not saying anything. Even when every day we wake up and then make it all be consumed, that's when they will come up and say something. If they are strong way, these things we will be fearful. If a leader comes out and say, don't do this, they are here, people will listen. If you look at what is going on every day, people, nobody, you can't even treat children of 8 years doing Yahoo. Everywhere, I don't know. We need to rise up before this thing consumes us. Thank you.
Thank you very kindly, Chigozie. You actually raised a vital point, and part of the points that he made was that the price of the cement should be brought down. The CBN governor, as he said, that there is no reason why the price should not be brought down.
Well, you can't just say that and then they will buy it. You can use moral switch, maybe they will consider, but the truth of the matter is that even that can be sustained. Because the things happening in the economy will always determine the price. Even currently, we still have more demand than supply in the industry. And you know how supply and demand work. That is why you keep having houses. There are places in Nigeria where you have houses that nobody is buying. Those buildings are for sale, but nobody is buying them. Maybe the only people that can buy them are those who make money through politics and those who have free money, or civil servants who steal. But an average middle class person cannot buy a house in some places. Like in Abuja now, you have houses that nobody, that's are just there.
Houses
nobody's buying them.
And
nobody's buying them. That's what's going to happen. What about you want to rent houses? People want to rent houses. Many people, the prices of rent keep skyrocketing. You understand? So this is affecting people, and there has to be government itself. It's government that has to find a solution through policies, decisions, taking concrete steps to make sure that the situation changes. Not just like the caller said, you just call. You call them and say, please bring down the prices. Is that all? Is that all?
It's not by the word of mouth. All right. It's not using magic wand to say, okay, the prices should come down. So you need to consider all of the things around it. You raised a vital point when you were contributing the other time, and it actually sent jitters down my spine. Talk about collapse of buildings, and that has happened quite frequently in the past year, and people want to look for cheaper ways to adulterate this particular cement. So what do you think we can do to ensure that while we're ensuring that professionals are the one seeing to building of houses, and then people are also not adulterating this cement?
Well, it's a very difficult thing, but not so difficult for an efficient government to control. Just walk into any block industry, take the block, hold it in your hand and shake it. It will collapse.
It's just like powder.
Yeah, like powder. And those days you pick a block, you throw it, it bounces. So, but you see, we need the states. We should not leave this state just for. There should be regulation, by the ministry, by the necessary ministry, that should ensure that when you want to build a house, there should be government supervising right from the local government level. They should go there, ensure that the right materials are used. And the block industries, they are all registered. Government should send officials there to inspect them. You don't need to give them notice. Go there, without notice, inspect the kind of blocks they are producing, to ensure that even if the prices will go up, is far better than producing substandard materials that will endanger the lives of Nigerians.
Because it's only in Nigeria you find say the price of manufacturing this thing has skyrocketed, and they will still reduce the quality and increase
increase the price. So it's a very bad thing. A lot of people are suffering because some houses that are built in waterlogged areas, you discover that within the shortest time the house begin to crack because the cement are not just the blocks are not strong enough. So Nigerians are facing a lot of problems, as regarding this kind of issue. And I think it boils down, it comes to the table of the government, the regulatory agencies, the necessary ministries to ensure that the right things are done.
Ibrahim from Kaduna, please make your point. Ibrahim, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please go ahead with your point.
My greeting to your guests as well. In fact, to me, it baffles me a lot when it comes to building materials. This is the country that produces materials, and it also becomes a problem to us. I don't know why Nigerians we Nigerians are now able to tackle something headlong. And we know it. We know the solution, but we are just trying to make money out of it. Look, if government wants to tackle this thing headlong, then we do it. Now, tell me, even though you are a civil servant today, a layman today, and indeed a businessman, for you to have your own personal house, it takes a long, unless you go there and do some other maneuvering before you are able to get it. How in bag of cement that is only that amount? And not talk of stone, not talk of sand, and not talk of that thing. Please, all those materials, Nigerians and the government, let us come down and say something and do something. We cannot continue to leave everything in the hand of the CBN. There are many things. There are many challenges. Are we importing sand, for God's sake? Ask me. We are not importing sand. Even though we are going to the best of other as material to attach to production of cement, that is by the way. But anybody know that Nigeria have almost every part of this country, every part of this state can produce. They have the resources that will produce the cement. That is my take. Obama alone, how many? In any zone we have it. Why something that we can produce has become a high rate price in this manner? Please let us so that the layman, even let me tell you, some
Right. Thank you very much, Ibrahim from Kaduna. Thank you.